I stared at the email for a full minute. Congratulations. Final hammer price, $1.2 million. $1.2 million. For the same piece of art my brother had thrown in the trash 7 days earlier. I was still processing the number when someone knocked on my door. I opened it. My brother stood there, smiling. Hey, so I heard about the money. We're splitting it, right? I blinked. The same brother who told me my art looked like garbage? The same brother who hauled my work to the curb like it was scrap metal? Now he wanted half. Before I tell you what I said, let me ask you something. Where are you watching from and what time is it there? Drop it in the comments. And hit subscribe, because you're going to want to see how this ends. Let me back up. Because a week ago, that $1 million painting was in a dumpster. And my brother put it there. I've been making art for 8 years. Assemblage, found objects, reclaimed metal, vintage frames, electrical components. To most people, it looks like junk. To me, it's storytelling. My brother never got it. Actually, my whole family never got it. Growing up, every family dinner was the same. Mom would ask my brother about his finance job. Dad would brag to the neighbors. Then they'd turn to me. Still doing the art thing? Like it was a phase. My brother Kyle was the golden child. Always had been. Good grades. Corporate job. A wife, a car, the right zip code. I was the dreamer. The one who worked 3 part-time jobs to afford a studio space. Except I didn't have a studio space. I worked in my parents' garage. They let me use it. Barely. Kyle hated it. You're hoarding junk, he'd say. It's embarrassing. But I kept working. I documented everything. Progress photos, sketches, supply receipts. It's a habit from art school. You save everything. 6 months ago, I got my break. A gallery owner named Marlene saw my work at a group show. She pulled me aside. I want to rep you. I have a curated auction preview in 6 months. Invitation only. Emerging artists. Serious collectors. She handed me a contract. I signed it that night. I had one piece to finish. One chance to prove I wasn't just a dreamer. I had 30 days left. I was sleeping 4 hours a night. And I should have known my brother wouldn't let me have it. It was a Tuesday. I went out for a supply run. Needed more solder and a specific gauge of wire. I was gone 2 hours. When I pulled back into my parents' driveway, I saw Kyle's car. Weird. He never came by on weekdays. Then I saw the garage. The door was open. My piece was gone. I ran inside. My mom was in the kitchen. Where's my sculpture? I asked. She didn't look up. Kyle needed the garage cleared. He's hosting a client dinner tonight. Needed parking space. My stomach dropped. Cleared? What does that mean? He took care of it. I found Kyle in the driveway, checking his phone. Where is it? Said. He looked up, casual, calm. Where's what? My piece. The one I've been working on for a month. Where is it? He shrugged. Oh, that? I put it on the curb. Trash pickup was this morning. I felt my chest tighten. You did what? Relax, it looked like a pile of scrap. You've been hoarding junk in there for years. I did you a favor. That was for a gallery show. That piece was worth... He cut me off. Worth what? Nobody's buying your trash art. Grow up. Get a real job. My dad came outside. What's going on? Kyle threw away my sculpture, I said. Dad sighed. He's just trying to help us clean up. You've been taking up that space for too long. I looked at the curb. Empty. Trash pickup had come an hour ago. The showcase was in 6 days. And I had no piece. I called Marlene from my car. My hands were shaking. Marlene, something happened. Are you okay? My brother threw away the piece. It's gone. The city took it. Silence, then she spoke. Gentle but firm. The catalog is printed. The invitations went out 3 weeks ago. Collectors are expecting your work. I know, I'm so sorry. Can I make something else? In 6 days? I heard the answer in her voice. I'm sorry, she said. I'll have to pull your slot. I tried everything. I called the sanitation department. They told me the route had already hit the landfill. I drove to the dump. They wouldn't let me in. I sat in the parking lot and stared at nothing. 2 years. 2 years of pitching Marlene, building a portfolio, grinding, and Kyle destroyed it in one afternoon. For parking. My phone buzzed, a text. From Kyle. Maybe this is a sign you should try something practical. I wanted to throw my phone, but I didn't. because I had every photo, every email, every receipt. I just didn't know yet how much that would matter. 3 days before the showcase, my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Hello? Is this the artist behind Reclaimed Tether? The voice was older, calm, professional. Yes? Who is this? My name is Ivan. I'm a collector. I received Marlene's catalog last month. Your piece was listed. I froze. I was driving through your neighborhood 2 days ago. I saw a sculpture on the curb. It matched the catalog photo. Same welding signature on the frame mount. I assumed it was a guerrilla installation, or a donation. So I took it. My heart was pounding. You have it? I do. It's in my studio. I'd like to discuss acquisition. Or, if you prefer, we can proceed with the showcase as planned. Can you send me a photo? Of course. 30 seconds later, my phone buzzed. It was my piece. Intact. Perfect. I sent him a progress shot from 2 weeks earlier. Same angle. Same components. Timestamp visible. That's remarkable, Ivan said. I'd like to move forward. Your call, private sale or showcase. I didn't hesitate. Showcase. I want the launch. Understood. I'll coordinate with Marlene. He hung up. I sat in my car and cried. Not just relief proof. I had time-stamped photos. I had the catalog Marlene had sent weeks before Kyle ever touched the piece. I thought that was the end of it. I had no idea what was coming. The showcase happened. My piece got attention. Real attention. Bidders, press, buzz. Marlene called me the night before the auction. 3 phone bidders are registered for your lot. This is unusual for an emerging artist. Be ready. The auction was the following week. I watched from the back of the room. The auctioneer opened bidding at $50,000. It climbed. 75, 100, 150. The room went quiet. Then the phone bank lit up. 400, 600, 800,000. The hammer dropped at $1.2 million. A record for an emerging artist in that category. I couldn't breathe. The story broke that night. Trash to treasure, curbside art sells for over $1 million. Local outlets picked it up. Then national ones. By morning, my name was everywhere. And so was the photo of my piece on the curb. That's when Kyle saw it. He showed up at my apartment the next day. With my parents. He didn't knock. He pounded. I opened the door. You made $1 million, Kyle said. I did. We're family. You're splitting it, right? I stared at him. You threw it away, and someone found it. That's the story. That's why it sold. I made that happen. My mom stepped forward. He's your brother. You have to share. We raised you better than this. Kyle crossed his arms. I'll sue if I have to. That piece was stored on our property. Family property. You were living there rent-free. He pulled out his phone. I'm calling my lawyer. I looked at him, and I realized something. He actually believed he deserved it. I walked to my desk. I pulled out a folder. I have the consignment agreement, I said. Signed 2 months ago. Notarized. I slid it across the table. Kyle barely looked at it. Doesn't matter. You used our garage. Our property. I reached into the folder again. I also filed copyright registration 4 weeks ago. Before you threw it away. My name. My work. Registered with the U.S. Copyright Office. I showed him the certificate. Form VA. My name is sole claimant. Date stamped. My dad picked it up. What is this? Legal proof that I own the work. That I created it, alone. I pulled out a third document. And here are the purchase receipts. Every material. Every component. Dated and itemized. Total cost, $1,847. My money, my work. Kyle's face went red. You're really going to lawyer up against your own family? I looked at him. You threw away my work. Now you want the money. Which one of us is acting like family? My mom looked uncomfortable. My dad put the certificate down. Kyle stood up. This isn't over. I opened the door. Yes, it is. Leave. They left. I gave them one chance to walk away. They didn't take it. That night, my cousin texted me. You know Kyle's underwater, right? I called her. What do you mean? He lost a ton of money last year. Bad investment. He's been borrowing from your parents to keep his wife from finding out. My stomach turned. How much? 80,000? Maybe more. I sat down. It all made sense now. The client dinner excuse. The sudden need to clear the garage. The immediate demand for half the auction money. Kyle wasn't entitled. He was desperate. I thought back over the years. The failed startup. The DUI legal fees. The down payment loan from our parents that was never paid back. He'd always been bailed out. And they always made excuses. He's going through a rough patch. He just needs a little help. My cousin sent me a screenshot. A family group chat I wasn't in. My parents talking about helping Kyle through this. 80,000 total so far. The date was 6 months ago. Kyle didn't see my art. He saw an ATM, a way out. And when I wouldn't give it to him, he was ready to destroy me to get it. I wasn't angry anymore. I was clear. I knew exactly what to do. I scheduled a consultation with an intellectual property attorney. Her name was Rebecca. I brought everything. The contract. The copyright filing. The receipts. The photos. She reviewed it all in silence. Then she looked up. You have ironclad ownership. If your brother makes any public claim of co-creation or tries to sue, we can shut it down immediately. What do I need to do? Let me send a cease and desist. To him and your parents. We'll also send a statement to the auction house and any press outlets clarifying sole authorship. I nodded. Do it. She drafted the letter that afternoon. I read the key line out loud. Any false claim of ownership or co-creation will result in legal action for defamation and fraud. It felt good. Rebecca sent the letter the next day. I also wrote a private letter to my parents. Short, clear. I love you. But I will not be guilted into funding Kyle's mistakes. If you continue to pressure me, I will go no contact. This is my boundary. I printed it. Signed it, mailed it. Then I sent the cease and desist. I didn't wait for a reply. I didn't need one. 2 days later, Kyle tried one last move. And it was the worst thing he could have done. Kyle posted on Instagram a photo of my piece from the auction catalog. The caption read, "Proud to have helped bring this piece to the world. Family collaboration at its best." He tagged Marlene's gallery. He tagged the auction house. He added a handshake emoji and a paint palette. Marlene called me within the hour. He's claiming co-creator credit. We need to respond, now. I called Rebecca. Send the statement. Make it public. She moved fast. Within 2 hours, Rebecca sent a formal statement to the auction house, the gallery, and 3 arts journalists who'd covered the sale. The statement was clean, factual, devastating. It listed the consignment agreement date, the copyright registration number, the material purchase receipts, and a single line. All claims of co-creation are false and unsupported by any documentation. The auction house responded first. They issued a public clarification on their website and social media. We confirm that my name is the sole creator and copyright holder of Reclaimed Tether. Any claims to the contrary are inaccurate. Then an arts blog picked it up. The headline, Emerging Artist's Brother Falsely Claims Credit for $1.2 million Work After Throwing It in Trash. The article included Kyle's Instagram post and Rebecca's statement, side by side. By that evening, Kyle's post had hundreds of comments. None of them were supportive. My cousin texted me again. Kyle's boss saw the article. HR called him in. Kyle's firm didn't fire him, but they moved him off client-facing work. His reputation took a hit. He deleted the post. Then he texted me. I'm sorry. I panicked. Please ask them to take the articles down. I read the text twice. Then I replied, I already let it go. I let go of people who don't respect my work. I blocked his number. My parents called an hour later. I didn't answer. They left a voicemail. Please. This is embarrassing for the whole family. Can't you just let this go? I deleted it. 2 days later, they sent an email. A real apology. Not for Kyle, for themselves. We're sorry we pressured you. We've always made excuses for him. That wasn't fair to you. I wrote back. I accept your apology. But I need boundaries. Low contact. No financial discussions. No surprise visits. They agreed. It wasn't perfect. But it was honest. Kyle never apologized beyond that one text. We don't speak. I'm okay with that. His firm kept him on, but his career stalled. I didn't gloat. I didn't follow his social media. I didn't ask my family about him. He became irrelevant. And that was enough. My parents and I rebuilt slowly. It took months. We met for coffee. It was awkward at first. But they admitted something I'd never heard before. We always made excuses for him. We see that now. I accepted their apology. But I kept my boundaries. Low contact. No financial talk. No surprise visits. They respected it. It's not perfect, but it's real. I used part of the auction money to start something I dreamed about for years. A grant program for emerging artists. $50,000. Endowment funded. For artists whose families don't support them. Artists who get called dreamers. Told their work is junk. At the small launch ceremony, I gave a short speech. This is for the artists whose families call it junk. You're not alone. And your work matters. The program funded 3 artists in the first year. One of them sent me a thank you note. You gave me permission to keep going. That note meant more than the auction price. My career didn't slow down. If anything, the curbside story became part of my brand. But on my terms. Marlene repped 2 more pieces. Both sold well. I got an interview in a national art magazine. They asked about Kyle. I kept it short. I don't talk about people who aren't part of my story anymore. The journalist respected that. A year later, I moved into my own studio. Real space, ventilation, north-facing light. No garage, no family pressure. Just me and the work. Kyle tried to reach out once through a mutual friend. The message was vague. Something about moving forward. I didn't respond. I didn't need to. I won, not because I got the money. I won because I stopped needing their approval. Here's what I learned. Your work has value, even when your family doesn't see it. Especially then. Document everything. Save your receipts. Protect your boundaries. And if someone throws away something you love, literally or emotionally, you don't owe them forgiveness. You owe yourself respect. So let me ask you, if you've ever had someone throw away something you loved, how did you handle it? What boundary would you set in this situation? Drop a comment. I read everyone. And if this story hit home, subscribe. I break down drama, receipts, and boundaries every week. One last thing. This story is a fictionalized dramatization based on real experiences and is not legal or financial advice. But the lesson is real. Respect yourself enough to defend your work. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.